I'm really sorry to meet you under these circumstances. I just wanted to know, how's the family doing and what do you want them to know about your son?
Well, look, the family is, this is difficult for all of us. Sam was really on the up and up. He was, his career was going great. He's engaged to a great girl. And, he was just at the prime of his life. And he became a pilot after he decided he didn't want to work in marketing. And so I was so proud of him because I'm a pilot. And, this is just difficult. I used to fly helicopters on that same exact route that the helicopters were flying when I was in the Army back in the 90s. And I just can't understand what happened here.
Well, I mean, that is a really uncanny coincidence that you have such knowledge of this, and yet you're dealing with the same question everybody else is. Of course, it matters so much more to you because of your son. With what you've seen and what you've heard, are you able to make any sense of what you think happened here?
So totally speculation on my part. If they were wearing NVGs, I've seen this before, where it's almost impossible to see an aircraft when it's backlit by a city. It's much easier if you're not wearing NVGs to see them. I'm guessing that might be what happened, but it's pure speculation. We won't know for months what really happened. I know based on the video that it looked to me like the CRJ was right. Sam was flying just the way he was supposed to.
Have you heard the air traffic control chatter? And does that help you understand anything?
I've only heard a little of it. What I heard was that the helicopter was told to go behind the CRJ, and they made a grave error, which is terrible.
It is absolutely terrible, and I'm so sorry for you and your family, and obviously all the families involved in this, on the helicopter side and on the regional jet. It's just so bizarre that you have such insight into your son, obviously, whom you raised as the pilot of one aircraft, and you used to pilot the other aircraft in this exact same area. When you watch it, you said that it can be impossible to see another aircraft, which is a very generous assessment of you, right? Because it seems like the helicopter flew into your son's jet. What does that mean, that you can miss something as big as an airplane for those of us who aren't pilots?
When you wear the NVGs in high light situations, like lots of light, like around in a city, you get a halo effect, and you get the background lights, and even cars can look like other aircraft. So I don't know if they saw a different aircraft and they thought that they were clear of it, or if they thought they saw the aircraft, or they thought it was past and they turned. I don't know what happened. I don't want to blame, my brothers that fly Blackhawks. I flew them for 20 years. I love those guys.
What are you and the family doing to cope with this? What are you telling yourselves? How are you making this make sense, that someone in the prime of their lives doing everything right is now gone?
It doesn't make sense. The only thing, Sam's right with Jesus, and I know where he's going, and I just love that kid, and I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
That's the only thing that gives me any comfort at all. So I know where he.
Tell us about your son and the man you raised and why you loved him so much.
Well, Sam, he went to Georgia Southern, and he was a marketing major, and he was excited about that career. But he got started in marketing. He worked there for like 2 months. He called me up. He said, "Dad, I hate my job. I want to be an airline pilot." And I was like, "Well, now you tell me." But he pursued it. He pursued it with vigor, and he was able to attain it in just a few years. He's been working at PSA. He loved working at PSA, and he was really successful at it. And then his personal life, it just went really well. The girl he's engaged to was just wonderful, and we all loved her. We were just so glad she was going to join our family. And it's just a tragedy.
How did you find out about this?
I was watching the news, and we saw that there was an accident. I didn't think it was anyway Sam, and I knew he was on a trip. So through my wife, I got in touch with his fiance, and we found out what trip he was on. And it was the same trip, and he wasn't answering the phone. So I knew.
What did you tell yourself when answering his phone?
Well, it takes a little while for it to sink in. I just thought maybe he was flying a different route, and we turn our phones off when we're in flight, and so he was really good about doing that. So I just figured maybe he was on another flight, but when it started to sink in that it really was him, it's just I just fell apart.
What do you want to know as this investigation goes on? Does any of it matter to you?
It's not that I don't want to blame anybody, but I would like to know exactly what happened. And I just want to find a way to make sure it doesn't happen again. Nobody else should have to go through this.
What do you want people to know about your son, and what should be remembered about his life? What are you going to hold on to other than obviously this incident? This is just the end, but it's not what he was about. What do you want people to know about what he was about and what you'll remember about your son?
Well, he was living life to the fullest. He was a very kind man. He helped other people a lot. And he was just really happy. He was in a happy place. And he was a Christian. So that's the best part of it.
When you say he was a Christian, how did he live his faith, and what did it mean to him that gives you a little bit of solace now?
Well, for instance, when he was a teenager, he raised $5,000 for a well in Africa because he wanted to help other people. Look, I don't think I can go on.
Listen, Tim, I don't want you to. I just wanted to make sure that people understand that your son was much more than this incident, and that he was living a life that should be remembered for the right reasons. And I'm so sorry for your family, and I appreciate you for being able to not just help us learn about your son, but learn about the Blackhawks and this route that you actually flew. I mean, I don't know how you could have more connection to this. Is there anything that I can do, that we can do, that'll make this easier for you or less agonizing? Is there anything you need?
Just need time. Just need time. My family and my time. Lots of prayers.
Well, look, I'll make sure you have my number. If anybody's bothering you guys, or there's anything said that you don't want or is not true or anything like that, if you call me, I'll do everything I can to make sure that everything that's put out is right and that it meets the family's expectations.
All right. Thank you so much.
There, but for the grace. What a beautiful guy. You can understand why he raised a son that he's so proud of. Now that family, 60 some others, who knows how big the web is of people who were influenced and loved and cared for by the people who are now gone. And, talking to him is why I wrote what I wrote tonight. Anybody who does what I do, the hard part of an interview like that is not getting the information, creating something that is of value to you. It's of making it of value to him and to his family, something that they can cherish, something that they can look at as something to the loved ones, his son in this case, their legacy, their life, more than just being defined by how they died. And that's what is so disturbing about what I keep seeing every time something happens that should require basic decency and compassion from us. It all gets usurped by advantage. People don't give a damn about anything about how they can, except how they can use something to make you not like somebody or something. And to click on them and get them paid because they say something stupid about this guy's son, or some suggestion about why this happened, or something nefarious, or something that's unknown and deep state and this and that. It's just disgusting how far we have gotten from what we are supposed to be most naturally. And that man is who we're supposed to be. That's all. That's who we're supposed to be. Hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget, click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.